Great little restaurant. It rotates as you're on it, and it shows you all the living with the land. You see the desert, you see the forest. It's very, very cute. But now, if you want to meet characters, let me tell you, fabulous.
So,
the characters come
yes.
running up to you.
So what's cool about Garden Grill is that it is
nobody goes to it. It's quiet.
Yeah, it is. It is a quieter of the restaurant.
We also went there before the park opened.
That's Meg.
Thanks, Meg. Love your 2 cents.
Back to Disney. What are we talking about now? Our dislikes about Disney? You got any more dislikes?
Oh my God, this guy does not like Disney. Does not like this. Let's talk about a couple more things that we liked.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed having breakfast with you guys.
So my God.
Yeah.
So
we did 2 breakfasts.
I got this. So let me tell you, in Disney, some little shout out places that I've never gotten to eat at before. I don't know if you've eaten at any of them. Have you?
No.
So Tara was able to organize phenomenal breakfasts. One of them being in Epcot called Living Gardens.
No. Stop. Pause. Let's just pause in general.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked it.
What's up, Buttercup?
We're Joe Way.
To Drunkland.
Yay!
So we had the pleasure of going to 2 different breakfast buffets. Breakfast experiences. Both were buffets, but one was only buffet style and the other one was a family style. So the first one we went to was
Rainforest Grill.
The Garden Grill overlooking
Living with the Land.
Living with the Land.
In Epcot.
In Epcot. So it was reminiscent of this dance hall in Pleasure Island called Mannequins.
Oh,
and,
tell us.
You know, with Mannequins, I don't know if it's the Schadenfreude in me, but
Schadenfreude, yeah.
Yeah, but it was so fun to just casually be dancing on the floor and just watching, because it rotated the dance floor, so just watch the drunk people stumble on and off the rotating dance floor. Is so funny. But anyway, so this rotates much slower, so you get to actually see a lot of scenes with Living with the Land. Is so cool.
And you know what? So how does the buffet start off? Well, it starts off with a cinnamon bun.
When you get to your table, it serves family style, so everything's brought to you. You don't have to get up, you don't have to do anything. Everything's brought to you, which is one of the best, most relaxing ways to eat, I think. You don't have to worry about ordering anything except like maybe a coffee or whatever, but you sit and everything's brought to you. They have a giant cinnamon bun, bowl of fruit. They had a platter with eggs, bacon, this really amazing hazelnut sauce. Oh, you're gonna...
Sausage, hash browns, waffles.
Yeah, waffles. Delicious. Really good.
And the food was good.
Yeah.
And it's nice, but...
And it was worth it for me. We didn't miss any of the characters because you're sitting down and they come to you. And there is definitely the character attendants that are around saying, did you see enough of Mickey? Did you see enough of Pluto? Not Pluto. It was
Chip
Mickey,
and Dale.
Chip and Dale. Was it Pluto?
Pluto.
Okay, and Pluto. So that was the 4 characters there. And you see them, and they're in their little farmer outfits. They're so cute.
And they're very interactive.
And they're
interactive. With the adults, with the children, with everyone.
I feel like any of the character experiences you go to, I've never... in my life had a bad one in a character experience.
So the allure for this restaurant opposed to Crystal Palace, where I personally felt Crystal Palace had better food.
Okay.
So we're going to get there, but the allure to me about
Garden Grill.
Rainforest Grill. About Garden Grill is that the characters come to you. Like you said, you really don't miss a moment. The food is there. The characters come, so you never have to worry about being at your table, because even if you miss them, like say you went to the bathroom, they're coming right back to your table. They're going to hit you up.
Exactly.
Now,
and it's a lot less people because you can only fit, there's 2 levels of the ring, and people sit around the ring.
Yes.
And so it's like Crystal Palace can fit 1 million people.
Oh, it's a huge. It's like a wedding venue. It's like a giant wedding venue. Now, my personal favorite was Crystal Palace.
So
I loved everything about Crystal Palace.
So the food was fantastic.
That's not where I want to start.
Oh, okay. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with how it looks.
So my favorite thing. So when you have both of these places, we got to go into the park early because we made the reservation before the park opened. We had an early reservation for Garden Grill, but we got there a half hour early and they let us in early, which was very nice. They stagger the appointments because they want the servers and the people putting up food and everything to have enough time to properly service everyone. But if they feel like they can fit you in, it's always worth going a little bit earlier.
Absolutely.
Especially since the park's not open. So
I'm getting to the park early. I will say that I felt like it was rough to get there for me because I'm not a morning person.
Yes.
But it's absolutely worth it.
I'm going to insert somewhere a picture of you and me on an empty Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
So
the pictures make it worth. Then you can get to the rides first. It does make I wouldn't say do it every day during your vacation.
No.
But it's definitely worth doing once or twice during like a week vacation.
Yeah.
So Crystal Palace is set like this old, beautiful, I don't know how else to describe, but like Victorian plantation style greenhouse.
Yeah. Lights, windows.
A lot of white, very
beautiful.
Open concept when you walk in.
I'll try to put a picture of it somewhere.
Absolutely pretty, and then they sit you down at the table. Now imagine
before you even get to sit down.
Oh, they welcome you.
They welcome you.
Yes.
They're like welcoming blah blah blah, the Smith party, and everybody cheers and like it invites them in. They do this little like morning opening ceremony thing, and then while we're waiting, because we had an 8:05 reservation, so like we weren't the first people in, but it was like one of the first people in. And we got to hang out on the porch area there. It was really nice.
And you get right in front of the castle. If you don't know where the Crystal Palace is, it overlooks the entire castle.
Yeah, it's just pretty just to relax. And you already have made it through the turnstiles and all that stuff. Not that they have turnstiles anymore, but
they know what they mean.
Yeah,
the checkpoints.
The checkpoints, and you just relax. You're taking your pictures. You relax before your breakfast. I like that as well. Anyway, so you get invited in. Welcome Smith family.
You sit down at your table, and the waiter comes around. He takes your drink orders, and then you go up to this all-you-can-eat buffet, which to me had the most incredible food.
It really
loved everything.
Food.
Everything that they had was
phenomenal.
In the
little kids section, there were some surprises, and
so they break it down. It's like kind of like they have a children's breakfast area where they had the most phenomenal French toast. Mickey waffles, Mickey pancakes.
Like some sort of crusted thing with like cereal.
The breakfast lasagna?
Yeah.
Breakfast lasagna. Then they had eggs with steak, and they had an omelet station and sausage, everything.
Omelet station is always my favorite.
Always phenomenal.
Always my favorite.
And then all for your healthy people. Yeah, they had your yogurt and your bananas and your apples.
They had a really cool yogurt
parfait
thing.
Yes, which was tasty. And again, you can eat as much as you want. You can go up as many times as you want. I didn't feel rushed. Did you feel rushed? I
didn't feel rushed, but I definitely... So my daughter is 2, so I was getting her food and myself food. Not that everybody else wasn't helping, but like I was away from the table, I feel like more than most of them because I was getting a couple of our orders. There were times I had to like run to make sure I was there for Eeyore when my daughter was seeing Eeyore, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like you're gonna run into that in a buffet. It is. You gotta plan it.
I will agree with you with that. If you weren't at the table when the characters came by, your character opportunity was gone.
Yes, because it's a large restaurant.
They're not coming back to see you.
I have to say they do a very, very good job with staggering the reservations because not every inch of that place was booked. It wasn't, and they did a really good job with having enough servers and everything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like the opportunity to see those characters, like we really only had one time, whereas at Garden Grill we saw them at least 2 to 3 times.
At least 2 to 3. But you know what it is to give you that Disney magic, to give you that one-on-one. Crystal Palace is much larger. They really can't afford the time to go back and see you again.
I understood.
And I get it, but that's where it can get a little bit of annoying when you have families and you have children and you have to go run and get food and then come back. And you kind of have to keep an eye on where the characters are so you know to come running back.
Yes.
Because I do remember you like bull lining it back to the table to get Eeyore.
I just wanted to... I mean, I don't have to be there for all of her first experiences,
but you want to be.
I want to be. I want to see her with the characters. Like, that's what I paid, $1 million for. Oh, another tip. Your child under 3, free.
Kids under 3 eat free.
Yes. Kids under 3.
Kids under 3 eat free.
Kids under 3 eat free.
Which I think is a major, it's a major plus.
I mean, like when you're at a quick service or like at a pay per meal, they can eat off your plate. But at a buffet, they can have their own plate.
Yeah, and they can eat whatever they want. They don't eat that much, but they're free.
So a lot of people say, like, don't bring your kid, they're not going to remember it, blah, blah, blah. It's a huge plus to bring an under 3 kid.
And they also get into the parks for free, too.
Yes.
So you're only paying for you and your spouse.
Yeah, it's nice. Or
so
where we're going with,
And you know what, I would always say that, too. Like, it's a waste of money to bring your kid. But it really isn't, because you're not spending any money for 3 and under.
Yes.
It's free to get into the parks. It's free for the buffets. Like, the buffets, they're expensive enough where you are spending money. Because what were they?
I feel like so we just did a buffet here in Jersey about a week or so ago. It was the same price.
How much was it?
It was like $36.
All right.
And it was
cast iron pot's only $24. Oh, cast iron pot. Makuban! Sorry.
Do they have a breakfast one or just?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I don't want it.
Over?
Okay, let's go.
We're going to be right back. Bye, Prosecco!
That was so good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but it was $36. Granted, we ate at, I think it was called the Copperstone. I don't know. It was right on the water. It was right on the water in New Jersey.
Oh,
like
nice.
in Weehawken.
So your buffets are going to cost you in Disney about $36, give or take.
Yeah, like some are 32, some are 33, but I feel like they're all within $10 of each other.
Listen, if you eat your money's worth, you'll get your money's worth. But you're not paying for the food, remember that.
You're paying for the characters.
You're paying to meet the characters.
And also, like, for me to get into the park, to relax, have a meal, and then start my day, man, I love that.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I was bitter when we first got there. I was so bitter towards you. I was mad. So that's another video where we're going to talk about the differences between on-property and off-property, right?
Yeah.
So I was mad that Meg and Tara made these reservations for what time? 8 a.m.?
8:05 for one, and we got there at 8:15 for the other one, which was an 8:50 reservation, which they took us half hour.
They took us early. So we were in the parks by 8 a.m., give or take, right?
Yeah, 7:45, 8 a.m. Yeah.
So it was early we got into these parks. Now, if no one's ever been to Disney, it's effing exhausting. You get into the parks early and you're running all night long because you want to see everything. You're so excited. You want to do everything.
Yeah.
So to get there early was rough.
And it's not like Disneyland. Have you ever been to Disneyland?
In California?
Yeah.
Once when I was younger.
So, Disneyland is so much smaller.
Yes.
However, I will say this about Disneyland, and I know this is getting off on a tiny bit tangent, but I think it's worth mentioning, that Disneyland, you feel like you're walking a Disney World pace because it's not based around a hub.
Yeah.
So, Disney Magic Kingdom is based around a hub where it has a central castle that locates into all the different lands and then back. But Disneyland, you go and you walk into a land and then you have to walk completely out and then walk into another land and walk completely out and then nothing connects and so you feel like you're covering a lot more space even though it is tiny.
Yes.
Anyway, keep going.
So
it's exhausting.
So I was bitter towards her for making these early morning effing reservations. Like, I was like, me and Will are back in the room, and I'm like...
Like, one of the days, we were at, it was past midnight at the Christmas party, and then I had, like, an 8 a.m. reservation.
Oh, I was cursing you out walking out of the park, and I was like, and F her, and F this is bull, ba 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 ba. But then when we're in the park and having breakfast and relaxing, and you're 100% right, when you see that park emptier and Main Street empty,
and you're just...
And just walking in, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'll give it to you.
It's so worth the early reservation, honestly. And to whether you're doing this early reservation to then leave and attack all of the rides before like people are just coming into the park, whether you're doing that or you're just doing it to relax, I think it's worth it.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it so much. And then having a kid who, my kid doesn't eat a lot, but she has to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and so.
And she's a morning person. She wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, not really though.
No?
Like she takes right after my wife and could sleep easily till 8:30. If you let her.
Really?
She's a good, like my nephews, they wake up at like 5:30, like that's when they wake up, you know, but like she can definitely, so we were waking her up early as well, you know, and she was a trooper. We had her laid out some nights. We did though, what we did do was every single day with the exception of the very last day, we went back and we took long naps, and that really helped us get through all of it. We got up early, did early every afternoon when it got hot. We went back to the hotel, relaxed. She took a nap. Some of us swam, and then we were all refreshed, ready to go to the park in the evening. Hands down, great. Anyway.
But I would do Crystal Palace again.
You don't think you would do Garden Grill?
I don't think I would do Garden Grill.
So
recap. Garden Grill was good. You know what it was? I'm so much more interested in the food.
Of course, but you personally, yeah.
And the style. Like, for me personally, like, I'd rather go for food. And I'll tell you the truth, as much as I liked the characters sitting down and coming to me while I was sitting down, I liked the characters at Crystal Palace better. I liked seeing Eeyore and Piglet.
So you're a Winnie the Pooh person.
Yeah, I liked Winnie the Pooh. Like, Chip and Dale was cute.
Chip and Dale are my favorite characters.
But screw the characters. It was the atmosphere and the food I liked better at Crystal Palace.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
But I'm bougie like that.
I'm good with that. I feel like it's a fair assessment. I feel like the food was way better at Crystal Palace.
It was. You can't take it away.
It is not to say that the food was bad.
No, I'm not saying the food is bad at Garden Grill,
totally
but if you had to compare one to the other,
the food
was, you had more variety.
You had more variety, and like you can't beat an omelet.
Croissant.
Can't beat an omelet station. So Joey went to I can't remember what the bakery is called in France, and bought some chocolate croissants there, and he didn't realize that in Crystal Palace he could bring a Ziploc and just take a whole bunch with him.
So we went to France in Epcot, and I got the chocolate croissants.
I really wish I could remember the name of it. It was such a great bakery.
I was disappointed with the croissants.
Oh really?
The croissants at Crystal Palace
were so much better.
C'est magnifique, mes amis.
Maybe.
Hold on, Buttercup.
We're gonna just start the video over. It was bad when I said it.
Always bad when someone's bad. Come on, Megan.
Her sass is like all encompassing.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. That's what they're
So now,